Welcome back to another edition of Sailing with Scott. Today we're in Long Beach Harbor in Southern California aboard Raptor II, a 2024 J112E owned and skippered by Heinz Butner. The E on the J112E sailboat stands for elegance and evolution. The J112E is a performance cruising sailboat in the E series of yachts from J Boats. Exiting the Alamitos Bay Marina at about noon this bright and sunny day, the winds are calm to maybe 4 knots. The forecast today calls for Santa Ana winds, gusting 40 to 60 miles per hour, so many of the regular boaters have decided to skip racing today. And after careful consideration and looking at several weather models, those extremely high easterly winds are not supposed to arrive in Long Beach until late afternoon. So as a team, we decided to go racing. The crew today includes Paul on mainsail trim, Barry, Jim, and Darcy trimming the head sail and working the cockpit, Ted and Leon working the mast and foredeck, and Heinz at the helm. I'm along for the ride, with 5 cameras aboard and hoping those Santa Ana winds don't arrive too early. This Salty Sailors Pursuit race starts near Mark 38 in Long Beach Harbor, northwest towards the coast and around Mark 39 to port, then reaching to Mark 36 near Angel's Gate and the breakwater, downwind back to the start-finish line at Mark 38 with a distance of 6.1 nautical miles.
Our start was perfect, absolutely perfect. Light wind, got the jib out. Good time, got it trimmed. All's well.
It's hard to sail in light wind, trimming sails and making sure boat weight is correct, and moving around the vessel like a ballerina. From the water, we can see the devastating LA fires had begun to ravage parts of the city. Plumes of smoke had started to drift seaward, and we knew the Santa Anas were just around the corner. As a gust of wind hit Raptor II on our port side, we were heeled over, and it was just the beginning of what we knew was coming. Keeping boat speed up just became easier with winds suddenly blowing around 10 knots, and we had a boat speed greater than 7. Gaining on whiplash with California's largest geodesic dome as a backdrop, it was built to house a $25 million mistake. Originally used to showcase Howard Hughes' giant flying boat, the Spruce Goose Dome is an icon of the Long Beach waterfront. Rounding our first mark to port was the Long Beach spar buoy, number 39. Whiplash took a different tactic, heading much farther up before making her turn. It was a long reach now to the Long Beach breakwater and Mark 36. Small adjustments to the in-haul make a big difference.
That looks pretty good.
While the wind is trying to decide what it wants to do. Our boat speed was way back down, while the true wind fluctuated to a low now of about 4 knots. While we knew that parts of LA were burning due to the wildfires, it was a beautiful day on the water with calm conditions, so far. Feelings were mixed, not knowing what was happening ashore, while out here it was the quiet before the storm. What looked like fog was a blanket of smoke behind a J40 boat named Loose Change. In front of them was a Catalina 30, and we had to make our way out towards them. Obstacles, such as tankers, sometimes anchored in the harbor, are right on your rum line. Time to tack. All clear now, the tanker is no longer in the way and we were right on our ley line. True wind was back up to 6.3 as we passed the Long Beach Channel Pier and the J Channel lighted buoy number 2 while the smoke in LA was getting worse. Racing is fun. Passing boats like this Catalina 30 called Fiat Lux. But we had no chance against the Catalina Express doing 30 knots on its 22-mile, 1-hour trip to Catalina Island.
What's our wind speed,
Are
Darcy?
they on a port tack or a starboard tack? Our wind speed is 7.1. They're on a starboard tack? Are we going to tack or not? Okay. I'm ready. It's an 8 now, Scott.
True wind now above 8 knots, we take Mark 36 to port and ease the sails. After a bit of readjustment, we decide to go wing on wing, having to hold out our head sail with a boat hook, as our whisker pole was not working.
I wanted to get away from the wall anyway. You hear that, Dad? Yeah.
While Barry held out the boom as our mainsail human preventer, Ted was masterful at holding out the head sail for more than an hour. Our almost dead downwind leg was frustrating. With 7 knots of true wind, we were only managing 2.8 knots of boat speed on a true wind angle of 176 degrees. After a while, I thought the least I could do to help was to hold down the clew of the jib with my leg in an attempt to keep it from bouncing around and spilling all its air. I'm a human barber hauler. Leon also helped keep tension on the sail for maximum efficiency. What we do to harness the wind.
Good pressure, real good pressure.
Good pressure here.
And just like that, a little blow of 10 knots and something was happening.
There they go.
More pressure now,
Ready?
and a gust just in time to pass loose chain. Santa Ana winds, now gusting to 20 knots, are strong, hot, dry winds that blow from the desert regions of the southwestern United States to the Pacific coast of Southern California, and they had arrived. Raptor II finishes in second place behind Windhaven in this Salty Sailors pursuit race.
I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky, I found my way.
Every day on the water is always a better day. And if you're new here, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And we'll see you next time with more adventures on Sailing with Scott.